Hi everyone, so this is my review on Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. And so I got this book at the Strand Bookstore in New York City and read it whilst in New York, which was fitting and atmospheric and well-timed because this novel is set in New York City in the wintertime just before Christmas, and I read it just after Christmas, so yay! And it was very enjoyable and cute and fun, and they were all adjectives I didn't want to use to describe it, but I can't think of anything else that's more fitting, so yeah, I very much enjoyed the book, and it's split narration and split authorization. David covered the Dash sections of the novel and Rachel covered the Lily sections, and essentially it's about two teenagers in New York City who are exchanging conversation within a red notebook that goes back and forth between the two of them, and they kind of submit dares or challenges to one another to take each other to different places throughout the city to do little things and get to know one another, and with the mindset of eventually meeting up somehow. But they keep, you know, being evasive and elusive and stuff, and it's all very fun to encounter and to see where they get to go with their notebook. And yeah, I mean, I can't imagine something as clever as that occurring, but I mean, it certainly would be cool if it could, because it sounds like a very inventive way to meet a person. Yeah, so I very much enjoyed the book. I mean, I liked the two protagonists. Lily I preferred a bit over Dash, because that's almost always the case with male-female characters. Lily was just highly adorable, and I could relate to her sentiments a bit more, and yeah, she was just very fun to read. I really liked her narrative voice. Dash I didn't like as much, but I felt like a lot of that was intentional. Like, side characters referred to him as Snarly, like that was his nickname, and it was very fitting because he was quite a cynic and a pessimist, and quite an intelligent young man and sort of a loner kind of thing, and he has this air of aloofness about him, so I think he does sort of look down on people a bit, and probably, you know, and apparently walks around with quite a you know, negative demeanour and expression, so yeah, they call him Snarly, and at times that did come across in his inner monologues and stuff, but again, I felt it was purposeful, and I still liked him and wished the very best for him, and I think that he was a good counterbalance to the sheer optimism and brightness and abounding love that was Lily, so they balanced each other out nicely, which is good. They were both very intelligent teenagers, and I've noticed this is a trend with certain young adult authors, especially John Green. And I have nothing against authors wanting to write about intelligent teenagers and promoting, you know, the notion that intellect is a good thing and should be celebrated, and you know, being well-read and well-versed is something to take pride in. That's all lovely, and yay for that. It's something I often feel with regards to, like, the monologues that are contained within the book and the conversations that these characters have with one another, even if it is in writing, like in their letters and stuff. It's divorced from reality a bit, so I'm on the fence about it because it's very enjoyable to read, and it's this heightened sense of things and a kind of wish fulfillment-y, in that you wish that you could encounter teenagers who could talk and think and express themselves in this way. I never have, but wouldn't it be awesome if I could, and wouldn't it be awesome if that had been the case when I was a teenager, and it would have been a bit easier for me, sort of. I wouldn't have felt as alone. And it, you know, it's kind of just enjoyable in the way that that sort of heightened dialogue is. Something I loved about, like, the TV show Gilmore Girls, the dialogue wasn't just very fast-paced, but it was very eloquent and verbose, and that, you know, added to the fun of it. You couldn't really imagine people talking that way, but it would be great if they could. And so that's sort of how I view the dialogue in these books. All the quotes I've ever heard from John Green novels I think of that way too, because I can't actually imagine or envision teenagers speaking this way with one another, because it is that mature and that well thought out and that considered and structured and things. But it's still a lovely experience to be reading that. So I'm kind of iffy because it's so divorced from reality that I do often like roll my eyes at it sort of thing and think, yeah, that's contrived and that would never happen, but it's still very enjoyable to read. So that's just something I wanted to comment on. Please don't hate me. I'm not dissing David Levithan or John Green. It was something I felt it was more apparent in the Dash character, so kind of attributing it to David's writing. Certainly not dissing on either of the authors. It's just something I wanted to comment on. And I really loved a lot of the side characters in the book. The character of Boomer, who's Dash's best friend, he's awesome. I loved him so much, and he's very, very much one of those characters you just want to hug lots, and he speaks in exclamation points a lot. So, and yeah, that's kind of where he gets his nickname from. So I really liked him. And lots of Lily's family members are kind of in her life a lot, and I liked them too. And it was just great to see all the locations that they'd go to. The Strand bookstore features a lot. It's really the central location for much of the action to stem from, so that was great. And also just lots of literary references and things that were really fun to encounter. The nerd in you has a lot of fun with this book, and I think the atmosphere was lovely. Pacing-wise, I would have wanted it to have been longer because I felt there was more that could have been done with it, and it's only 260 pages, and for me that's pretty short, so I would have loved if they'd given me even another 100 pages. I think I would have been really happy, especially to see more face-to-face interaction between the two leads, because it is like strung out for quite a long time before they finally meet, so I don't think that's spoilery to say that, but I would have liked more time with them. Physically interacting would have been cool. Yeah, and just a bit longer on some of the side plot things as well. But I mean, that said, it still played out very nicely. I like longer books typically, so it was quite short. But I did sincerely enjoy it, and I'm really glad I got it. And yeah, so I give it a very solid 4 stars for Dash and Lily's Book of Death.